So, good afternoon, students. Audio video is okay.
Yes, sir.
So, hopefully, you have done your mid semester paper good. So, now after the mid semester, we have the first tutorial class. So, up to the mid semester, we have covered the basic theory of probability, then discrete random variable, and then continuous random variable. Now, post midsem, we have the syllabus of joint distribution and statistical analysis. So here we have the tutorial sheet for the joint distribution. So it is the tutorial sheet 7. So let us start with the question number 1. If fxy x comma y. So first, what is the idea of the joint distribution? Means when we have the more than one random variable. So the PDF for more than one random variable is known as the joint distribution or joint PDF. Means if we have the two random variable x and y, right? X and y are the random variable, whether the discrete or continuous, but they are the random variables. So the fxy is known as the joint PDF. It is known as the joint PDF. So here in question number 1, if the joint PDF fxy is equal to k into k plus 1 upon n into n plus 1 for the interval 1 less than equal to y less than equal to x less than equal to n and 0 elsewhere where x and y are integer and n is positive integer, define define a valid joint PDF. So for being a PDF, you know from the basic theory, if it is a discrete, then summation over x summation over y of the fxy must be equal to 1 and fxy for all value of the x and y must be greater than equal to 0. For all value of x and y, this must be 0. Then only we say it is the joint PMF, probability mass function in case of the discrete, and joint PDF in case of the continuous. For the continuous, in place of the summation, we just write the integration. So integration over x, integration over y of the joint PDF, right, fxy with respect to dx with respect to dy must equal to 1 when the x and y are the continuous. So here in the first question, you have to determine find the constant k. So when we have to determine the find the constant k, means it must satisfy the both condition for being PDF. So let us have so it is given to you fxy a joint PDF fxy x comma y is equal to k into k plus 1 upon n into n plus 1 for the interval 1 less than equal to y less than equal to x less than equal to n where xy are the integer and n is the positive integer. So since x and y are also the positive integer, it implies that this information implies that x and y are discrete. They are the discrete. So for the discrete, as I have told you, for being a PMF, probability mass function, it must satisfy sum for all value of x and y, right? Of fxy must equal to 1. So here we are taking the sum over x, sum over y. So in this case, main thing to note here the x vary from y to n, y to n. Then we have to take the y vary from 1 to n. Either you consider this, or you consider y vary from 1 to x and x vary from 1 to n, right? And by considering any interval you can solve. So from the given interval we can have following two intervals for the x and y. So here we have taken the summation over y. Y means y from 1 to n, y from 1 to n, when x from y to n, when x from y to n. So the same thing you can do with this interval also. So y from 1 to n and x from y to n means many times students do like this. For this they write that x from y to n and y from 1 to x. So that is the wrong. That is absolutely wrong. For one variable, we have to take the complete limit. Right? One can depend on the other, but other cannot depend on the previous one. That we have to consider the complete one. So summation y from 1 to n, summation from x is equal to y to n of, now fxy is given to you, k into k plus 1 upon n into n plus 1, and it must equal to n. So when we take the summation over this, summation for this, so k, here nowhere we have the x, so 1 1 1 1 1, how many times we have to repeat the 1, right, from y to n. So if you write the k into k plus 1 upon n into n plus 1 out of the summation, so we have the summation from y is equal to 1 to n, and inside we have n minus y plus 1, or you can say it is what, n minus y minus 1 var, right? So so much time we have the 1. So n minus y plus 1 is equal to 1. Now we have to take the sum of this. So here we have the summation from y is equal to 1 to n of n minus y plus 1 is equal to 1. So here we write the n, right, n times. Here we write the y. So y value is 1 2 3 n. Here we write the 1. So 1 1 1 and 1. So the sum of this will be the n square. Sum of the natural number will become the n into n plus 1 upon 2, and sum of the 1 n times will be the n. So here you have the n square minus n into n plus 1 by 2 plus n. So when we solve, here you will get the k into k plus 1 upon n into n plus 1, and this bracket will give you n into n plus 1 by 2. So from here we have the, this will cancel with the this. So we have only k into k plus 1 is equal to 2. So this is the quadratic equation which give you the two roots 1 and minus 2. So since the PDF, PMF, right, PDF or PMF generally we call when we have the discrete random variable, PDF when we have the continuous random variable. So here the PMF should always the non-negative. So for being a non-negative, we have to consider k as a positive only, right? K we have to consider as a 1. So fxy is the PMF. So k cannot be negative. So we consider k is equal to 1. So when the k is equal to 1, so our given PMF will, when we put the k is equal to 1, k is equal to 1, so it will become the 2 upon n plus 1, 2 upon n into n plus 1. So here we have the, right, so here we have the fxy, x comma y is equal to 2 upon n into n plus 1, and whatever the limit, that limit you have to write, right, and n belongs to positive integer. So that limit you have to write, and here the x and y are integer. They are the integers. So that information again and again, whenever you have to, you write the function, there you always you have to write the appropriate limit also. Otherwise, it is incomplete. If you are not writing, then it will be the incomplete. Then after, so here first we have computed the value of the k, by which this become the valid probability mass function. Now find the fx and fy. So fx and fy are known as the marginal density. In the theory you have studied or you will study, right? These are known as the marginal density. Marginal density, why the marginal density? Here we have the PDF for the two variables, but here we have the PDF for the single variable. Means how the x are varying, or x is varying, or how the y is varying. So that independently you can judge with the help of the marginal density. So marginal density means it gives the distribution or density for the single variable. For example, if we have let we have the joint PDF with the three variable joint, right? So here also again the if you have to compute the fxy, so it will give you the distribution of x and y. Means you have to put the all the possible value of the z, right? You have to put all the possible value of the z for computing the fxy. So this is also known as the marginal density. Marginal density, or you can say marginal joint density, because here we have the more than two variable x and y. So marginal joint density. So when we have to compute the marginal density or marginal distribution, so here it is given to you fxy is what? 2 upon n into n plus 1 for the y, for the interval 1 less than equal to y less than equal to x less than equal to n. So when we have to compute the marginal density means here the random variable is capital X. Random variable is the capital X. So when we have to when we have to compute the marginal density for the x, means distribution of the x, so you have to take the summation over the y. Sum for all value of y. Sum for all value of the y of the joint PDF. Of the joint PDF means fxy. So here summation you have to take. Now from here, from the limit, you know that y vary from 1 to x. Y vary from 1 to x. So summation y is equal to 1 to x of k into k plus 1 upon n into n plus 1. So k upon k already you know it is equal to 1. So when we put the k is equal to 1, it will become the 2 upon n into n plus 1. Summation y is equal to 1 to x 2 upon n plus 1. Means you have to take the sum of 1 x times. So that will become the 1 plus 1 plus 1 x time. So that will be the x only. So here we have the 2 into x, right? 2 into x upon n into n plus 1. So now when we write this, always we have to write for what value of the x. Range of the x is necessary to mention, because now it is now the function. So fx of the x is equal to 2 into x upon n into n plus 1 for the x is equal to 1 to n. Means for computing the marginal density for x, you have to take the sum or integration over the other variables. Over the other variables. Similarly, if you have to compute the marginal density of the y, means you have to compute distribution of the or density of the random variable y. So here we take the summation over the x of the joint PDF fxy, and fxy is given to you k into k plus 1 upon n into n plus 1. So here you can see the value of the x vary from the y to n. Value of the x vary from y to n. So that's why here we have taken the summation from y to n. Right, here we have taken the summation from y to n. X is equal to y to n of k into k plus 1 upon n into n plus 1, or k is equal to 1. So summation for x is equal to y to n and 2 upon n into n plus 1. So what is the benefit? Means here we are taking the sum of 1 for n times minus y minus and y minus 1 times. So it will give you 2 into n minus y plus 1 upon n into n plus 1 for the y is equal to 1 to n. Means now this is the function of or density of the random variable y. That's why here we have to write the limit of the y. Here we have the density for the random variable x. So here we have written the range of the x. So in this way, right, here we have computed the marginal density for the y, and here we have computed the marginal density of the x. Then after, in the C part, we have to compute are x and y independent. So when we say x and y are independent, so you know that P of A intersection B is equal to P of A into P of B. So that you have studied for the independency. A and B are independent when P of A intersection B is equal to P of A into P of B. So from here we have the idea, right? We take the f of the xy, f of the xy, right, must equal to the f of the x into f of the y. Means joint PDF must be equal to as a multiple of marginal densities corresponding to x and corresponding to y for all x and y. Then we say x and y are independent. So here we have computed in the part C for the independency joint PDF fxy must equal to marginal density corresponding to x and corresponding to y. So fxy must equal to fx into fy, right? Here we have the formula to check whether the x and y are independent or not. So here we computed the fx into fy. So we have already computed here the values of fx and values of the fy or marginal density. So when we compute the marginal density here, when we put the value of the marginal density, so this is the value of the fx and this is the value of the fy, right? So 2 upon n in not 2 means 2 into x, right? 2 into x upon n into n plus 1 and 2 into n minus 2, right? N minus or n minus y plus 1 upon n into n plus 1. So here we compute for the x is equal to 1 and y is equal to 2 for any particular value we are checking. For any particular value we are checking. So if you got uh, any point where the condition is violating, then you can say they are not following the required condition. So here we when we compute the fx for x is equal to 1 and fy for the y is equal to 2, you will get the 2 into 1 upon n into n plus 1 into 2 into n minus 2 plus 1 upon n into n plus 1. So that is not equal to fxy for x is equal to 1, fxy for x is equal to 1 and y is equal to 2, because for the x is equal to 1 and y is equal to 2 it is given to you as a 2 into n plus 1. So that is not equal to this. So here you can say x and y are not independent. So here we have the some basic for the discrete random variable in case of the joint distribution. In the second question is dedicated for the continuous variable. So the joint PDF for of the random variable x comma y is given by fxy is equal to k into xy for x from 0 to 1 and y from 0 to x and 0 elsewhere. So you have to do these questions. So in the first we have to determine what is the value of the k. So for being a PDF, right, given function must satisfy the two conditions. First, fxy must be greater than or equal to 0, must be non-negative, and integration over x and y should equal to 1. Then only it will become the PDF. So here in the question number 2, it is given to you fxy is equal to k into x into y for the range for the interval x from 0 to 1 and y from 0 to x. So for the x, here we have the x and y are continuous random variable. When it is a continuous random variable, we take the minus infinity to infinity for the for the x and for the y, from minus infinity to infinity of the joint PDF corresponding to dx and dy must equal to 1, must equal to 1. So here we have here we have the range of the x is the 0 to 1, right, 0 to 1, and range of the y is it is for the x and it is for the y. Range of the y is the 0 to x of fxy. Fxy is given to you as a kxy, and means first we have to integrate with respect to y. So here we have written the dy, then you have to integrate with respect to x. From the answer you have to write the you have to do the integration of the x. So here it will become the kx, and integration of the y dy will be the y square by 2, and limit will be the 0 to x. So when we put the limit 0 to x, it will give you x square by 2. So here we have the integration 0 to 1 kx x square by 2 is equal to 1. So it will become the kx cube by 3, kx cube by 2, kx cube by 2. So on the integration, it will give you x to power 4 upon 4 into k by 2. So it will become the k x to power 4 upon 8 limit 0 to 1. So it will give you k is equal to 8. So when the k is equal to 8, so given joint PDF will become the 8xy. 8xy for the x from 0 to 1 and y from 0 to x, right? And y from the 0 to x. So this is now the constant value for making the given function as a PDF. Now B, find the marginal density for the x and y. Marginal density for the x and y means, for the x means you have to integration over the y, for the y means you have to integration over the x given joint PDF. So here we have the, when we have to compute the fx of the x, fx of the x means integration over y of the given joint PDF fxy with respect to y. So it will become, for the y we have the range 0 to x. For the y we have the range 0 to 0 to x. So right. So 0 to x 8xy dy. So 8x then y square by 2 limit 0 to x. So it will give you 4x cube. So when we write the 4x cube, always we have to write the range of the x. So this is the marginal density for the x, right? So and when we have to compute the marginal density for the y, so fy of y will be the integration over x of the joint PDF fxy with respect to x. So here it will become integration from y to 1, right? Here we have the range of the x, right? Range of the x, it is the y to 1, means when we combine these two, it will become the 0 to y x and 1. So range of the x will become the y to 1. So here we have the 8, right? 8y you take as it is, then we have the x. So it will become the 4y into 1 minus y square. Clear? So means here we write 8y, and then integration is the x square by 2 and y from means limit from y to 1. So this will become the 4y 1 minus y square, and limit of the y will be the 0 to 1. So in this way, here we have computed the marginal density for the y, and here we have the marginal density for the x. Then after here we have the special uh, expectation called the covariance. So in the next part, in the C part, we have to compute the covariance between the x and y. So covariance between x and y is nothing. It is the special type of the expectation. Means it is nothing. It is the covariance is nothing. It is the expectation of x minus mu x into y minus mu x. Y minus mu x. So this is the expectation of x minus mu x and y minus mu y. Y minus mu y. Where mu x and mu y is nothing. It is the mean. Mean for the x, mean for the y. So if you solve this, so we have the computational formula for the means computational or another or easy formula for computing the covariance is expectation corresponding to x comma y or x into y, not x comma y. It should be the x into y, right? X into y and minus ex into ey, ex into ey, right? After solving expectation of after solving the expectation of x minus mu x into y minus mu y, you will get the expectation of x into y minus expectation of x into expectation of y. So what is the expectation of x? Already you have the idea how to compute the expectation of the random variable. It is the x into fx. So integral 0 to 1 x into fx into dx. So fx we have already computed above. So this will become integration 0 to 1 x into 4x cube into dx. So that will give you 4 into x to power 5 upon 5, 0 to 1. So that will give you 4 upon 5. Similarly, if you have to compute the E of y is what? It is the average corresponding to y. So it is what? Integration over y of the for the y into fy. What is the fy and fx? That is the marginal densities, right? Marginal densities for the x and marginal density for the y. So integration 0 to 1, right? Integration 0 to 1 y into fy dy. So y into what is the fy? Marginal density for the y. It is a 4y into 1 minus y square dy. So this will give you 4 y cube upon 3 limit 0 to 1 minus 4 y to power 5 upon 5 limit 0 to 1. So here we have 4 upon 3 minus 4 upon 5 or 8 is equal to 15. So in this way, we can compute the mean corresponding to x and corresponding to y. So that is the application of the marginal densities. Then we compute the e of xy, expectation of the xy. So you know that in we have the value into probability. So integration over the x and y for the xy into fxy, xy into fxy. So integration over the x and integration over the y. So here we have the integration for over the x and integration for over the y. Limit will be the 0 to 1 and 0 to x respectively of of xy into fxy, and fxy is what? 8 into xy, 8 into xy. So it will become integrand will become, right? Integrand will become 8 into x square y square dy dx. So here we solve the first integration, integral 0 to 1 8 x square. Now integration 0 to x y square dy into dx. So it will give you y cube upon 3 limit 0 to x. So it will be the 8 x square into x cube by 3 dx and integration from 0 to 1. So after integrating, you will get the required expectation e of xy as a 4 upon 9. And I have told you the computational formula for the covariance is the e of xy, not comma, e of xy minus e of x into e of y. So already we have computed e of xy as a 4 upon 9 and e of x as 4 upon 5 and e of y as a 8 upon 15. So we will get the 4 upon 2 to 5. So earlier we have seen for the independency we have used the formula fxy must equal to the fx into fy, right? So here also we have the another approach. So in the next part, are the xy independent? So when we have computed the covariance, so now we are taking the idea of the covariance. So covariance of x comma y, if it is equal to 0, then we say x and y are independent. When it is not equal to 0, then we say x and y are not independent. So here the x and y are not independent, since covariance of x and y, it is given to you 4 upon 225, not equal to 0. So x and y are not independent. Then after, in the E part, given y is equal to half, means you have to find the conditional density, means f of the x given y is equal to half, that we have to compute. So you have the idea how to compute the conditional probability, right? So conditional probability means P of A given B is equal to P of A intersection B divided by the P of B. The same thing we will do here. So here the conditional probability at conditional probability or conditional density at y is equal to half is f x y is equal to half. Y is equal to half, and now because we are putting the y is equal to half, so here we have the function of only, right, function of only the x. So here we have the fx given y is equal to half for the x. So it is what, fxy for x comma y, and y will take the specific value, certain value half, upon f of y for the y is equal to half. So you know it is the joint density. So 8xy given is what, 8xy, y is equal to half. So 8x and y is equal to half. So 8x into half, and
Sir, you are not audible.
When we have the break,
So when you were explaining part E.
part E means find the conditional density. So here, conditional density definition is exactly same. Whatever the density, whatever the definition you have studied, whatever you have studied in the chapter 2. So you know that conditional probability we have defined as this: probability of A given B is equal to probability of A intersection B divided by the probability of B. So here we have the condition is given to you y is equal to half. So you have to compute the density fx for the given y is equal to half. So here, we compute the conditional density. So fxy, right? Here what we are doing, we are computing the fxy, and y is equal to what? A particular value. Divide by the f for the y is equal to half. So that here we have done. So in the numerator we have the joint density, in the denominator we have the marginal density. So joint density we have the 8xy, and marginal density for the y we have 4y 1 minus y square. So just you put the value y is equal to half everywhere. So you will get the 8x by 3, and always when we are writing the function, always you have to write the range. So x from 0 to 1. So in this way you can compute the conditional density from the given joint PDF or the marginal densities. Then after, in part F, find the covariance of 3x plus 2 and 3y plus 2. So covariance, already we have computed the covariance corresponding to x and y. Now we have the property for the covariance of ax plus b and cy plus d. Covariance always we compute when we have more than one variable. For the joint densities only we have the covariance. For the single variable, for the univariable problem, right, we never compute the covariance. We compute the covariance for the y variable or polyvariable problems. So here the covariance for the ax plus b and cy plus d will be the a into c, means whatever this constant that you have to multiply. So a into c and covariance of x comma y. So for the given problem, covariance of 3x plus 2 and 3y plus 2 will be the 9 into covariance of x and y. So covariance of x and y in the above part we have already computed. So covariance of x comma y is the 4 upon 225. So just you put 9 into 4 upon 225. So it will give you 4 upon 25. Then you have to compute in the last part, find the correlation coefficient. So correlation coefficient of 3x plus 2 and 3y plus 2. Correlation coefficient of 3x plus 2 and 3y plus 2. So correlation, when we have to compute the correlation coefficient, means this is known as the correlation coefficient. We denote it by the rho. So for the rho we have the formula, right? We have the formula rho is equal to covariance upon root of variance corresponding to first and variance corresponding to second. So means if you have to compute the rho of xy, so that is the covariance of xy upon variance of x and root of variance of the y. The same formula we have computed. So first we require the value of the covariance of the 3x plus 2, 3y plus 2, that already we have computed. Then after we require the value of the variance of 3x plus 2 and variance of the y plus 2. So you know that what is the formula of the variance of x? It is the e of x square minus square of the ex. So first we compute the e of x square. E of x square means x square into fx. So integral 0 to 1 x square into fx. So x square into marginal density for x. So 4x cube. So x square into 4x cube into dx. So it will become the integral of integral from 0 to 1 4xy with respect to x. So this will give you 4x to the power 6 upon 6 in limit 0 to 1 or 4 upon 6 or the 2 upon 3. Similarly, e of y square means integral 0 to 1, whatever the limit of the y square into marginal density of y. So y square into f of y. So f of y, what we have computed in the part A, that is the 4y 1 minus y square. So it will become integral 0 to 1 y square 4y 1 minus y square dy. So after integration, it will give you 1 by 3. So we know that variance of x is what? E of x square minus square of ex. So that is the 2 by 3 minus 4 upon 5 is whole square. So it will give you 2 upon 75. All the value we have computed. Then variance of y is what? E of y square minus square of ey. So 1 by 3 minus 8 upon 15 whole square. That is the 11 upon 225. So variance of x, variance of 3x plus 2 will become the 9 into what is the variance of ax plus b? It is the a square variance of x. When I have explained the properties of the variance, there we have the this thing. So a square into variance of x. So here it will become the 9 into variance of x, that is the 9 into 2 upon 75, 18 upon 75. Similarly, variance of the 3y plus 2, that is the 9 into variance of y. So it will become 9 into 11 upon 225. That is 23 upon 33 upon 75. So now, if you have to compute the correlation coefficient of 3x and 3x plus 2 and 3y plus 2, it will become the covariance upon variance of first into root of the variance of the second, right? Or you can say covariance between x and y divided by the standard deviation of x into standard deviation of y. So already we have all the values. So 4 upon 25 and root of 11 upon 75 into root of the 33 upon 75. So it will give you total 4 into root of 3 upon 11. So that is the correlation coefficient between the two variables. So correlation coefficient always we compute for the joint density only. When we have the more than two variable, then we compute the correlation. Means if we are varying the x, then how the y will vary, or when we are varying the y, then how the x will vary. So that you can compute with the help of the covariance and the correlation coefficient. Now, next question is very interesting one. So here in next question, in a bank, every customer is first served by a teller machine and then by an executive, after which customer leaves the bank. So every customer has to go through the teller machine as well as the executive. The service time in minute at the teller machine and at the executive are independent and exponentially distributed with mean mu m and the mu e. In the solution, I have taken the mu t. Right. So here you write the mu t, and mu e respectively. Taylor machine. A new customer named A arrives and find the Taylor machine free, while two customers B and C are being served by the executive at the time of the entry of the customer A. Customer B is in service, customer C is in waiting. Right? Find the probability that B is still in service when A has been served by the teller machine. means Taylor machine service is completed, but executive service is continuous. So here, what from the given information, we can define the random variable as a TA and TB, means service time for the A at the Taylor machine, right? And TB is what? It is the service time of customer B at the executive. It is in the question. It is given to you. TA follow the exponential distribution with parameter mu t. So here the mean time will be the 1 upon mu t, and service time for the customer B, TB, also follow the exponential distribution with parameter mu e. So here mean time will become the 1 upon mu e. So corresponding PDF will be the, it is given to you, they follow the exponential distribution. So PDF for the TA will become 1 upon mu t e to power minus 1 upon mu t into t, and corresponding to customer B, it will be the f of TB 1 upon mu e to power minus 1 upon mu e into t, right, for the t greater than equal to 0. Since TA and TB are independent, so when the T and TB are independent, so you know that for the we can compute the joint density, joint PDF for the time for the customer A and time for the customer B. So f of the TA TB for the observed value S and T will be the FTA into FTB, right? FTA into FTB. So here we write the density for the TA and density for the TB. So right. So here we write the, so when we multiply these two, it will become 1 upon mu t into 1 upon mu e to power s upon mu t minus t upon mu e, and s and t greater than equal to 0. Now, according to given information, since B will is still in service, right? When A moves to the executive, so it is possible only when, if the service of the A at the Taylor ends before the B is remaining service at the executive, or you can say TA must be less than TB, right? TA must be less than TB. Then only it is possible that uh, the customer A will reach to executive when customer B is still in service. So required probability of the TA less than TB. So here we have the integral for the t from 0 to infinity, for the s from 0 to t, 1 upon mu t 1 upon mu e to power s upon mu t minus t upon mu e ds dt, right? Means just we integrate over the s and t to the joint PDF. So here when we integrate, so first we integrate with respect to, right, whenever we have the here t, so it means first we have to integrate with respect to s. So here we write the integration with respect to s, right? Then we have to integrate with respect to t, because in the limit we have the t, so after putting the limit of the s, t will come in the function. So here we have the simple integration. So on integration you will get the mu e upon mu e plus mu t. You can check, if you feel any problem then you can ask, otherwise there is a simple integration. So here we have the required probability. Can we do the next question also, or you have the another class at the 3? Anyone? If you have the class then I can leave here.
can you show the answer of the last question?
Last solved question or last question of the sheet?
Sir, question 3 only.
Integration part.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Got it, sir.
Means first you integrate with respect to s, then you integrate with respect to t.
Okay, sir.
So in next class we continue.
Sir, why did we choose the limits as 0 to t? For s to
Actually,
be
means s is what? S must be less than t. Ta must be less than tb. So, variable for the ta we have taken the s, and for the tb we have taken the t.
okay, sir.
So it means limit of the s must be up to the t only from 0.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
ठीक है, welcome.